Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Des Reacts, back with another video, man. This one's probably about to be pretty crazy. It's probably about to be, probably one of my top videos, I feel like, just because the name of it. This is the British SAS documentary. This has never been seen until now, apparently, allegedly. It's by Reigns Media. If you want to check out the original video, it's links in the description. But yeah, man, it's about to be pretty crazy. We all love the SAS. We know they're the grandfather of special operations, like in the Western world, at least. Yeah, this is about to be pretty awesome. This footage is about from like 1976, 1989, so it's a little older. But the scenes in here are training of air, boat, mobility, and mountain troops, which that's most of the stuff the SAS does. So you might see some SBS training too, but and it's a general introduction to SAS recruitment, training, and operations. So this is about to be freaking awesome, man. I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys had a great week. I hope you guys had a great month, man. I'm excited for this video, for real. If you guys like to support the channel, you can. Links up here, links in the bio. Let's see if we can get to 4K by January. Maybe, because I might start pushing out some more videos, guys. I'm sorry I've been lacking a little bit. But yeah, let's see if I could push out some more videos and try to get to 4K by January. But yeah, without further ado, I ain't gonna hold you no longer, man. Let's get it. This is real footage. British SAS documentary, never seen until now, by Reigns Media. Here we go. Wait, come on, come on. There we go. This is part one, by the way. This is gonna be a two-part thing. And actually, my YouTube sub goal is wrong. We're at 3.6K right now. Man, keep smashing the sub button, smash the like button. Leave a comment on whatever else you guys want me to react to. Leave a comment if you guys want part two to drop tomorrow. Probably won't drop tomorrow. It'll probably drop either, yeah. So let me know if you guys want it tomorrow or Saturday. It's more than likely gonna be Saturday, but we'll see. Let me know in the comments. Old school. Secret Army Department. Who dares wins. Woo!
To summarize then, the mission is to immobilize the satellite Earth station at Wissen. Here we've got a model of the target, and remember, the target is of vital importance to the enemy, as it's the centre for all their communications in this area. Also remember, the target is deep behind enemy lines, and so can present a problem from our point of view. If you'd now look at the map, you'd see that the target is indicated near this lightly wooded area, giving us a good approach moving cross-country northwest. Okay, a good approach into the area of the target. Infiltration itself. Infiltration will be at night by C-130 aircraft, flying at 25,000 feet.
In the C-130s, I'm not sure if they're American or not, but I know that we heavily utilize them in the U.S. military right now. So either there's two types or a few types of C-130s. One of them's like a general troop transport type of C-130. Then we have the AC-130 gunships, which that's one of the most OP planes that you guys would ever see. Ever. OP just means overpowered. If you guys don't know, there's like big ass guns on there, big machine guns, big like cannons. It's crazy. If you guys don't know, I might even do a reaction video to the AC-130, but yeah, so I know what the C-130 is. That's not the AC-130, but the C-130, that's probably like a general transport, like, where they could jump out the back and stuff. That's probably what they're talking about right now.
Miles up and 200 miles behind enemy lines. Oxygen will be needed for more than half the distance to Earth. Outside, the air temperature is -50.
Air temperature is -15. And Lord knows they talking about -15 degrees Celsius. Or did he say 50? There's no way it's 50. But that's -15 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. But that's cold. Like that's the type of stuff. You spill water on yourself, spit, whatever. That's just gonna evaporate. It's gonna like get stuck to you and turn ice instantly. That's insane.
Carrying weapons and a pack weighing over 100 pounds, they're about to launch themselves into the darkness.
100 pounds.
Rain on.
Falling at 120 miles an hour, ice blurs their goggles. Altimeters open their chutes at a preset height. At a low level for an undetected landing behind a mountain screen, or high for a long gliding approach to a point which can be many miles from the dropping zone. This is the SAS, the Special Air Service. What sort of people make up this regiment? How do they train? What roles are they assigned in war and in peace? It's a regiment about which much has been said and written, but little is known for certain by the public at large.
So if you guys notice, what happens a lot of times is like the special operations especially trains with many different variations of weapons. And the reason that is because one, if you're behind enemy lines and you kill enemies or etc., raided stash, cache, whatever, you'll pick up some foreign weapons and you need to know how to use them. Like I'd seen something where it was either a Navy, I think it was a Navy SEAL. Navy SEALs were operating, or maybe it was Green Berets. They're operating in Afghanistan, and one of them had to pick, because all of his ammo was gone. He had to pick up an AK-74U and be able to use that. And he knew exactly what to do. He knew how to reload it. He knew how to chamber it. He knew how to do all that. So I think like that's what they're doing here. I've seen like some people with like some SMGs, M16s. A couple of them look like they're using the Galil. But man, yeah, no, that's legit. SAS is legit, man. They have some very great training.
Certain units of the SAS are operating in a politically sensitive environment where the need for secrecy is paramount.
See, look at all those different weapons.
The SAS has a wealth of specially developed equipment and a wide range of strategies and tactics designed to cope with any foreseeable contingency. However, it's the caliber of the people that the SAS recruits and trains that determines their ultimate success.
Go straight in the face. Again, bang. Okay. The next one is to twist the head, step through, push down.
An angle of 70 degrees. Now the angle itself is most important, as this is to prevent the bridge jamming once it starts to collapse. If you look at the viewfoil, you see that the 2/3 of the span is now free to collapse into the river. If the angle
they come from all units of the army.
Just think about how smart you have to be too. Like they're talking about angles and all that. Like 70-degree angles crucial to whatever they're talking about, a bridge collapse or whatever they're talking about. Like you have to be able to think about all this stuff as you're in the heat of the moment with your adrenaline pumping a million miles an hour.
Army, and in some cases from civilian backgrounds. They volunteer to undergo a selection process which is not just rigorous, but also protracted.
Look at that hill.
It is a line of hurdles set out on a course lasting several months. It is physically, emotionally, and intellectually exhausting. And it is designed to be. At first, the emphasis is on physical fitness and stamina. A series of forced marches in the Welsh mountains, individually or in groups, burdened with heavy packs, given a map reference and a deadline which becomes tighter with each exercise.
I just hear that wind howling too. And it looks like they're not in very warm weather in a very high altitude. These dudes are freezing. They can't feel their toes. They can't feel their fingers. And like he said, the first phases of it, the earliest phases of it is for strength and endurance to see, you know, if you got what it takes in the physical shape form. But as it goes through the process, obviously it starts taking a toll on your mental health. You know, that's how I could kind of correlate to it because, you know, within sports, you know, I played college basketball, dabbled in the professional realm. Yeah, that's a big thing. Like, you could physically do it. You can. But when your mind starts telling you you're tired, your mind starts telling you like it's too hard, that's when you see people start to weed out. You know what I mean? Like, they start to struggle a lot. They want to give up. They want to stop. They want to quit. But that's what these courses are designed to do. You know, this is part of their conditioning to be one of the best soldiers in the world, one of the best warriors in the world. So this is some crazy training.
Many come forward to join the SAS, but few will be chosen. Out of every 100, perhaps 15 will finally make it, possibly only 5.
Out of 100 people, either 15 is going to make it or most likely 5. Y'all do the math, bro. That's a 95% fail rate if only 5 make it. Wow. But then again, you know, this is the SAS, one of the best, so you don't want any weak links in it. You know, this is your most secretive, most powerful unit you have to get the job done. You know, this is like this is basically your bread and butter. You know, this is your make or break. When they get sent in, this is like their make or break for some situations. Like, that's how much they depend on them. Oh my gosh, that looks cold.
Get in there, Vince. Squad 4. Squad 4, man. Alright. Squad 4. Alright. Alright, gone and stuff.
Look how
It is a
cold that
process which,
is.
when completed, will sift out the few who can.
Guarantee you, it's probably mandatory for them to step in that water too. There's no way I wouldn't just try stepping over that little creek. Like, these dudes, man, wow.
Combine physical fitness with an ability to operate alone. They must be able to think for themselves, make an appreciation of a situation when under stress, and then act in a decisive and effective way. Each man in this regiment must be able to lead. However, even an elite unit must have its leaders. For potential officers in the SAS, the selection process is still more rigorous. The officer recruit also has to present himself in an exercise called First Look.
First look.
My name is Raymond Biggs. My home is in Argyll in western Scotland.
It's designed to reveal something of his character as well as his past. He is subjected to the same series of grueling marches as the other recruits.
Let me know in the comments, man. Do you guys know any ex-SAS guys or any current ones? If you do, man, please let me know in the comments. Like, that's like this dude that they're interviewing now is in Scotland or from Scotland. So, you know, I know somebody from Scotland. He's a professional basketball player now. But wow.
Are there any questions now from the floor?
Yes, Raymond, if I told you that 3 officers were going to pass this selection, who would you like the other 2 to be?
Well, that's a very awkward question because I don't know them terribly well yet. But I've got 2 particular friends who I think would make very good SAS officers.
You prefer friends to those who are perhaps more militarily competent?
Well, I'd like to think that my friends were the more military competent members of the candidates.
If you were on a 4-man patrol and the other 3 men refused to follow you, how would you handle it?
Well, I'd explain the task to them and I'd reason with them as to why we'd reached the decision that we'd reached about how we were going to do it.
Each march during Officers' Week is followed by a test designed to discover if he can remain coherent and decisive while physically exhausted.
If anyone here played any sport in the fall, winter time, in the cold seasons, worked, construction, or whatever in the cold seasons, you know these dudes cannot feel their hands or toes, man. You just know. Like, that's, to me, like, that's crazy. These dudes are mentally tough.
It's his ability to think on his feet which is now to be tried, and his coolness under pressure.
These then are the problems that I envisage in mounting the operation, and that also is my chosen method of infiltration into the area of operations. That completes my answer to question 1.
Let's go back to your means of insertion by parachute. Do you feel that there is a possibility of a high casualty rate, therefore reducing the number of men able to carry out the task?
How do you propose to recover your casualties?
If you don't know much about parachuting, why did you choose this method of insertion?
Why therefore didn't you use helicopters in the first place?
And I feel like they really like look for like genuine people for this. Like, they don't want you to BS them. They don't want you to, just tell them what they want to hear. They want to know your actual thoughts and feelings on it. If you're not a master at parachuting, why would you want to insert yourself parachuting? Why would you not go another route? That's what they're basically just asking them. Like, man, I don't know what all goes into the selection process, but I can tell this stuff is legit. If I'm not mistaken, this clip right here looks like some type of place the Gurkhas would be from. Yeah, I definitely heard about the Gurkhas. Those dudes look like some Gurkhas. I mean, I'm just being real. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'm just being ignorant.
The man who performs badly under pressure in the artificial surroundings of the selection procedure will almost certainly be unable to cope in the trying conditions of the jungle. This environment brings out basic skills of navigation and self-reliance. A spell in the jungle forms an early part of the 17-week period which follows the physical selection test.
MP5.
Basic skills in weaponry and a thorough grounding in the world's armaments is part of the foundation course for the SAS trooper and officer.
He's using the AUG.
To align the LTM on the target, look through the eyepiece, use the left-hand thumb wheel as your azimuth control and the right-hand thumb wheel as your elevation control.
Why don't bro just go bald? Why don't he just go bald, bro? I mean, why are you hanging on by a thread like that, dude? Just go bald. He got no hair on the top. That hair is just hanging over from the side. He brushed it. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me.
And by depressing the remote control button, the laser is switched on and marks the target.
The prime role of the SAS is in support of NATO troops, operating perhaps behind enemy lines in the event of war in Europe. They would be tasked with the destruction of high-value strategic targets, either by infiltration and demolition, or by calling in strike aircraft and directing their attack by radio and LTM, laser target marker.
Contact target.
Clear attack.
Roger.
Aircraft are the heavy artillery in a modern mobile war. In the Falklands, the SAS directed air attacks around Stanley from a covert, well-concealed observation point overlooking the town. They remained concealed for up to 4 weeks before its eventual recapture.
If I remember right, Margaret Thatcher was the one that was running the Falklands War. And she did a very good job of it. And the SAS guys, the Royal Marines, the people that were there, did a great job down there in Argentina. I think it was in Argentina. Yeah, but that's cool to know though. They're using heavily like you know, fighter jets. They're heavily using fighter jets to take out strategic locations.
This second but equally important role for the SAS encompasses Britain's non-NATO interests. Wherever they are needed throughout the world, combat survival and self-sufficiency form a vital part of their repertoire. How to stay alive in a hostile environment, what to eat, how to find it, and what to avoid.
When compared with vegetables. We will now go on to the poisonous varieties.
I can't do mushrooms. I don't care how hungry I am, I don't think I'd be able to do mushrooms. Do you guys like mushrooms? Let me know in the comments. I hate mushrooms.
Of fungi, and the first family that we will deal with is the Amanita family. The Amanita on the screen there is the death cap. This is the most deadly of all our native fungi, and this is the one that will kill you as sure as eggs is eggs.
Training includes evasion and concealment. The men are given compasses and greatcoats, but no food. At this stage, they are nearing the end of the 5-month period of continuation training. They are expected to escape and evade for a week over an 80-mile stretch of country.
See you later. Steady it up on the left, lads. Bunching in, keep spread out. Here's one, fella. Here he is here.
Then comes a taste of what it is like to be on the receiving end of capture and interrogation.
So basically, you better not get caught. I guess it's not over if you actually get caught, because they just bring you into interrogation. See how you handle it.
Open, open. Stand still. Stand still!
The ordeal can last up to 24 hours. It includes disorientation and sleep deprivation.
That would be so annoying.
Some fail this test. They will be returned to their regiment or unit, with the knowledge that they have done well to reach even this stage in the selection process.
Turn around. Sit down. Sit up straight. What is your number?
24422-146.
Rank?
Corporal.
What is your name?
Guyot.
Date of birth?
17th of the 7th, 1957.
What is the name of your unit?
I cannot answer that question.
Yes, you can. You are allowed to answer that question.
I cannot answer that question.
Yes, you can. Guard!
Dang. That dude's smart. That dude's smart. He's not gonna give up his boys, man. No matter how tough times are, he ain't gonna give up his boys, man. He's a real one. I bet you he made it too.
After basic skills have been taught, there is still much to learn. For the NATO role, the SAS unit must be trained and equipped to work in difficult conditions and extremes of climate. One entire squadron exercises regularly in Arctic Norway. It is a training that was to be put to good use on the glaciers of South Georgia.
Yeah, we go over that way, and that's the easiest way over there. Are there any civvies up in that area?
Er det noen andre sivile I området?
Nei, det bare jeg som der oppe nå.
He's the only one who lives there.
Okay, tell him we would like to use the lake as a firing range until about 5 o'clock.
Vi vil bruke det området, skyttebanen, opp til klokka 5.
Ja, det skulle være helt I orden.
Ok, takk for det. Ha det.
Thank you very much.
Ha det.
Not very often you get to meet a SAS member, and you know, multiple of them. So that dude, you know, he might not realize it. I mean, he probably knew where they were. He knew they were coming. Probably he's probably part of the training. But if that was a random guy, like, you know, he's probably one of very few that's seen multiple SAS members at the same time. If you're not a terrorist. That's crazy.
In a landscape where survival can be a full-time job, the SAS have to be able to do much more.
Got a brew there, Frank?
They must be able to live rough and be an effective fighting force.
Contact!
These are M16s.
A shootout is to be avoided if possible. Covert operations are usually more productive if silent. The skills of infiltration, survival and concealment are tested to extremes in the NATO context. As well as demolition, sabotage and target marking, the SAS have an important role to play in the setting up of observation posts behind enemy lines.
1 4-ton army truck moving north to south. Time 10:54.
That's crazy.
Information and intelligence gathering is one of the most basic requirements of modern warfare. In order to monitor and control its operations in every part of the globe, the regiment operates a sophisticated listening and transmitting station from its headquarters.
Wow, that looks crazy, bro. Hey man, that's it for part 1. Part 2's on the way. Let me know if you guys want it to drop tomorrow or Saturday. It's more than likely to drop Saturday, but hey, this is a crazy video. I love this video. This is raw vintage footage. And if you guys are rocking with it, man, please smash that like button. Leave a comment on your guys' thoughts and feelings on this video. Hit that sub button if you haven't already. Share it to your friends, family, who knows. If you guys like to support the channel, links right here, links in the bio. I'll catch you guys on the next video, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Peace.